What's going on today, Piper Doug?
Jimmy rigging, Jimmy fixing.
What's the problem?
Looks like either the bulls or somebody's got fighting up against this.
Try not to get electrocuted.
No, that's what I'm trying not to get the fence.
Might get you some more views on YouTube.
Good enough.
How you getting out of there? Oh. Use the right end, eh?
Good enough. That'll do for now. The poor animals are yelling because they're starving.
Yeah, there's no food here to eat at all.
No food at the end.
They're spoiled brats, and that's on you. You spoil those girls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Whiny. A bunch of teenagers.
Yeah, I need to put a new fence in.
Oh, they think they're missing something now. Hi, Beauty. Pretty girl. Here's Shandy. Now they're all going to come screaming. 41. We need to put you on the Weight Watchers. Superstar Squirtsy. Oh, the babies. Well, hello there. Good.
This is the only thing we go around in this whole corridor. Now I'm pretty sure there's no moisture left in that slough. But when you look at the cattails, there's no point in running that through the moor. Plus, it leaves somewhere for the critters and the birds to go and hide in. And it's not the worst thing to leave a little habitat somewhere in the field, you know, for deer and then for birds, because if the birds are like looking to eat up the grasshoppers, that's even better. So yeah, it's flopped in here, so I've already choked the header once. Like I said, this is when I am so glad we do not have a haybine anymore. Oh, that's pretty. Time to stop and get a picture of that. Harding Fair Day. Hope everybody's having a good time. We got hay to make. For me, this stuff was cut 2 days ago, but because it's so light, it's pretty well dried down. It's about 90, 85%, 90%. dried down, wilted. So I'm gonna rake, except for where it's like super heavy. At least that way I can get the majority of it baled up in good condition, and then I'll just have these spots. They're pretty easy to pick them out. I'll have these spots to flip and rake after. So, old flip and raking. Okay, just more of what you've already seen. So, just like that. Just skip them. Difference from that end of the field where it was maybe a ton to the acre. So over here you're getting closer to 3. Actually over there is probably closer to half a ton to the acre. This year anyway. It's all the same. That's not saying, like, you look here. Hilltop is dust. But right back into her. And then you look at how the regrowth on the headlands is going. It's craziness. Let's get after it. Big chance of rain tomorrow. After done, silage field is done. Hey ho, the field is done. Just in time for coffee, and then we head to the big field, the last field. It's getting nice to get this wrapped up. Now, the big field, yeah, that's going to be a bit of an ongoing process because we are almost guaranteed rain tomorrow. But at least it's cut. We're going to make it manageable. Let's get it done before we leave. So yeah, this field baled up really well. And yes, there's a reason it's called the silage field, with swaths that end up looking the size it is. That's what this field, it was silage, corn silage in previous years. And we are meaning to do silage again in this field, whether it just be alfalfa silage or green feed silage or something like that. But anyway, coffee time. Yeah, there's some piles of foxtail barley. Hate that stuff. Everywhere. Anyway, let's go. The Golden Girls head north. So, just had a nice cup of tea with the boss lady. And my mother-in-law is out for the weekend, so we're going to have a wee bonfire in the fire pit tonight. So I was running the numbers, so that field, 75 acres, did 310 bales. I still got to weigh the bales, so I don't actually know how the... I'm pretty sure they weighed up pretty good because they are solid. But it works out to 4.1 bales to the acre on that field, which I'm very happy with. Now, that field typically will do 4 to 5 bales an acre. But considering, and I figured this out on my calendars because I keep quite a close record, since the 20th of May, so 2 exact months by tomorrow, which will be today for you guys, Sunday. So 2 months exactly, we've had less than 3/4 of an inch of rain total. So yeah, that kind of shows you like how little we're working on here as far as what's getting produced as far as hay and what's getting produced as far as regrowth on pasture. Especially now considering the grasshoppers have showed up, so just as I keep an eye on everything, sadly. So we're gonna go out here and start baling up in this quarter. Yay! Yeah, the bales are spaced out a little bit more in this field. According to what I can gather from the half-mile run and how many bales, we're going to be doing about 1.5 bales to the acre here. So I kind of knew that here. Over there, that's different. Anyway, I got to work what I'm doing here, because I got to do some skippity-doos. And this is what happens when you get a blowout. When you get one of those hot wind blowers, little dust dabbles. Comes in here and vacuums up a row, just obliterates it. Just a waste. And then into the heavy stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be a game of this the whole way over. So yeah, we're in the stuff that was raked yesterday. And yeah, it pretty well all looks like this, like 3/4 of it. So here, I doubt we're gonna squeeze a full bale to the acre. Might be closer to 3/4, not half a bale to the acre like I thought, but yeah. And yet there's some places this would actually be good for them. I was watching Northern Farmer. That one field they had, I imagine it's not all like that, but that one field they had looked worse than this. And that was 4 into 1. But still making bales. I'll tell you one thing. This stuff I'm baling up here, even although it's very short and past flowering, you would almost call this Texas hay. You look at the color, the fact that it's still vivid green. And see over there, those bales are a little bit yellower. These bales are green and they're dry. But this is what we're doing. We're just blowing through. The underside of these, the top side's dry as a bone. Underside, still got wax. So we'll get 90% of this baled up and it will be what I call like number one. That stuff over there, this would be number one premium. Like high protein. Like I said, the only downside is this is beyond flour, so that would be downgraded. But even Bales Hay down there in Texas, he would be loving this color. His actually might be darker than that, but then again, they grow hay completely artificially. It's all done with irrigation and nighttime baling, and then they use the humidifiers on the balers, and yeah, that's the big leagues. None of that Racket Ranch stuff. Nope. Like I said, here's 2 bales. Look at that for color compared to the yellow ones over there. It's sad looking, but like I said, saving grace is I know it gets better across there. And irony that just a quarter mile that way, we were doing 4 bales to the acre. Figure that one out. This is all for you girls. It's all for you. Bouncing my bones around in the tractor. It's all for you. There's Puddin' Bob. Yeah, he's been living his best life since we put him in there and changed the bulls out. Seen him jumping a few, but I don't know if he's actually getting any work done. Well, a little cabin time. Get as much of this done. They're talking rain at daybreak, so we'll see. And that's us caught up. Caught up to the cutting and the rake. Those thin rows, if they were raked up, I probably could bale them, but I'm going to be having to jump in amongst a bunch of heavier stuff, so it ain't worth it. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with the weather. Well, at least we're past 500 bales made this year so far, so at least there's that. Yeah.